Hello guys, welcome to another FU Monday, the intra-week video Monday, the 6th of December, and Bitcoin is making us go crazy. Let's see what everyone is joining. We have already people in the chat. Let's see. Pedro Maced is here already, and Tiago. Hi, and Jose Diaz, and a few more. Of course, Javiera is here with us today. Thank you for joining. And Bruno Vidigal. Everyone is becoming an OG on this podcast already. I hope the video and sound is good, guys. So tell me if anything is going wrong, as usual, in the chat. And Felipe Rodrigues again here. Sound and video perfect. That's good news. So that's it, guys. Let's continue with what is happening, what the F is happening with Bitcoin in the last few days. Since Friday to Saturday, it's going down. But you guys had already one podcast on Saturday afternoon to know what was happening, and also in Portuguese if you watch the Heart for Cafe also on Saturday evening at 10 p.m. Portuguese time. I was also there explaining it in Portuguese. But let's see what's happening with the beginning of the new week, which wasn't bad. In fact, the close of the past week and the opening of this week was in fact not bad at all, considering all the numbers going down and all the blood in the street. So let's see what's happening with the numbers. And here we are. Let me just refresh the page so that everything is okay. We have been lower than this already, very, very much lower. And we have recovered again some ground since the close of the week, which was around 49,400 something, 480 if I'm not mistaken, but I will just go to the charts after this here, and I will show you guys what the numbers were for the close of the week and the opening of this week just a few hours ago. So right now Bitcoin is at $48,257. That represents minus 1.73%. Comparing to the previous 24 hours of spot volume traded. So the volume traded so far in the past 24 hours is $14.86 billion, while number 2 Ethereum is at $4,033, and this represents minus 3.15% down comparing to the previous 24 hours. Also a volume traded of $11.3 billion in the last 24 hours in the spot market only. So these numbers are spot market. This is not about derivatives or futures or whatever products are out there also, but just spot trading on exchanges. Okay, so these are the numbers. You guys can see that everything is red. Bitcoin is red, Ethereum is red, and all the rest of this crap here is also red. So everything is going down, but however, Bitcoin has been holding the line around 46.5, 47,000, and we were there already this morning, but we quickly recovered again, and we are now up almost $1,000 from the low of a few hours ago. So let's see how this continues going during the day. Okay, I will also use this here later to compare with the what's happening in the markets, but I will just show you that. Let's just take a quick look at the stock to flow model. We continue below the mean price, or what the price should be right now, which would be around $90,000. So let's see, $100,000. Let's see how that goes. We are still with a bit of deviation from the mean down here at the deviation chart, which is this bottom part of the chart, and we are still wanting to go to at least surpass the zero line and start the final and parabolic move, which will take us probably to another top during 2022. So let's see how this will continue to go. But for now, we are still below the average price that Bitcoin should be according to the stock to flow model right now at this moment. So I would say we are now doing this this area here, which is becoming from yellow to green, becoming green, is what we are in fact doing right now. So it's almost the same, but in a different scale. You guys can see that we also had two rounded local tops here, and then continuation to the upside. So let's hope the same pattern reproduces here on the stock to flow model. Here at the Bitcoin logarithmic growth curves, we broke the mean line of the logarithmic curve. So we are now holding support on the first line below the yellow mean average line here. And let's see how this goes, if we are going to hold that one with support around the 46.5, 47,000, which corresponds to mostly 38% Fibonacci retracement level, which is around 49,000 also. So we are right now at the support, and this one should hold, and we should continue to the upside later on. The R-hodl ratio also showing the tendency to go up to the final area, to the final parabolic move, which will grow into the red area here, and which will mostly indicate another top coming soon. But already for 2022, I don't believe we will have anything this year anymore. So point your targets to 2022, because 2021 is about to be over, and I'm not seeing a top this year unless Bitcoin doubles in price right now in the last 2 or 3 weeks of this year. So I don't see that happening. Let's see how that goes. But I will just go to the charts now, and let's see what's happening there. So we will start with the total market cap chart. Here we are below the all-time high of 3 trillion, which was just some time ago on the 10th of November. So 1 month ago, we were having an all-time high in total market cap around $3 trillion, which was an incredible mark, really rounded number to start this ABC correction that you guys see here. We are now mostly at the lowest part of the red rectangle, which I plotted some time ago also, just before we achieved the 3 trillion. And we are now inside and getting to the lows of that rectangle. So we were already below it, but the price has been holding around this level here, which is a very, very good support, as you will see in the last chart of today. But for now, total market cap is starting to decrease, and the trend channel is also dropping like crazy. So let's see if we can hold the lines around these supports and probably go sideways for some more time, some more accumulation before continuing. But I will show you the big outlook for Bitcoin compared to I showed it before here. I will just leave it there. The Bitcoin, the S-curve of technological adoption compared to Bitcoin adoption. And we will just discuss this in a few minutes, which I would like to show you guys. I saw this on Phil's video today, and I really think it's really important to show you guys also what's happening. So I will compare it just a bit later. So regarding total market cap, we are holding the lines just a bit below the 50% context line, which is the blue zigzag you guys see here. Let me just zoom in a bit so you guys can see it on your phones for those watching on the phone. So this is the A, B, C correction we are having right now, just like we had here. A, B, C correction, accumulation, and again, reversal of the price action to the upside. If we confirm this as the new bottom here and support around 47, 48,000, which would be the 38% I've been discussing of the Fibonacci retracement level, probably we will see some accumulation, more accumulation here on the sidelines, and then going back up, continuing to the fifth and final wave of the Elliott waves count, which I believe started around the 29,000 level when we started to go up. So that's corresponding to this wave 1, corrective wave 2, wave 3, corrective wave 4, and then wave 5. You guys know that every market impulse goes in 5 waves. The trend always goes in 5 waves, so there's one missing. That's why I believe we will continue going to the upside here and probably have an extended wave 5. Who knows, achieving those levels from the cup and the handle of 74,000. We were really close already. We were around 69, so to 74, that was just $5,000 more, but Bitcoin decided to correct and have this big drop from the all-time high of the total market cap around 3 trillion. So Right now, the sine wave is at the bottom, so we probably will see a reversal of the sine waves going up, and then this will probably help the price stabilize around this area while the momentum is coming down. So that's one thing I don't like. The bears also in control. I don't have any bulls down here pushing the price up. Only bears are at the top right now. So let's see how that fight will continue. But for now, total market cap is at very, very low levels and just going close to the bottom of the rectangle I just discussed with you guys. So we broke the trend line, and that's not good. That's one of the first signs that something might not be okay, but this trend line is not the one that you are used to see in the final chart. Let's see how Bitcoin is going on the weekly chart. So the weekly chart right now is red 4 of 9, so that probably if we had an MRI top here, this could be the 1 to 4 candle correction. But notice how the price is being held here by the 50 period SMA, which was exactly the same as before when we had the 56% drop in May and then accumulation during June and July. And then here at this point in time, which was the 12th of July, sorry, not the 12th, this is the week, yeah, 12th of July. So during this week, we were supported by the 50 period SMA, the yellow line you guys see on the screen, and reversal of the price action. So we are exactly at the same point right now. As you guys can see, we got out of the ascending triangle, we got back in. This was a fake out, even having support at the top of the triangle. The second attempt was a fake out. We came back down, formed this descending channel, and then this is the 4th week in a row that we are going down, but probably exhausting the bear momentum already. And we are being supported right now by the 50 period SMA, the yellow line on your screens, which is now around, let me check the price, the 50 period SMA is now around $47,500, and that's exactly where this week's price action stopped going down and now is holding the lines. So this is a positive sign that the 50 period SMA might be doing the same effect on the price action as we had in July when we had the reversal of the price action to the upside, and we started the wave 1 of 5 to the upside again, starting a new trend. So this corrective wave 4 is a bit longer than I was expecting. The corrective wave 2 only lasted for 3 weeks, and one of those in the middle was in fact a green week before another leg down and then reversal. But here we have been already going down for 4 weeks, and all the candles are red. So the momentum for the bears after reaching a new all-time high at 69,000 was really strong. However, the 50 period SMA is holding the lines, and after that we still have the bottom of the ascending triangle, which might also help reverse the price action to the upside. So I will consider this a 1 to 4 candle correction for now. We don't have any indications that this might continue next week. However, this was not an MRI top at the all-time high, so the 1 to 4 candle correction does not apply here. I will consider it because we were very close to have an MRI top. Just 2 more weeks of upside and probably we would have an MRI top. So considering that and knowing the MRI, how this works, sometimes it doesn't get to a perfect 9 and it starts to correct before the 9 is achieved. So I will consider this a 1 to 4 candle correction until further notice, but we will have to see how this week will go and how the close of this week will close. So let's see the numbers. Let's see if the 50 period SMA will hold the price here. That would be amazing and the best scenario possible right now at the present time. So all the rest continues to be bullish. We have the moving averages all in order, the 20 period on top, then the 50, then the 100, then the 200. So in terms of consensus, I know this should be 3 or 4 days chart, not 1 week, but in terms of consensus, it's close enough. So I will say that consensus is still bullish. Also, the 1 to 4 candle correction could be bullish if we have a reversal after this week, or still during the current week we could reverse the price action and start to go up to before next week's continuation to the upside. So let's see how that goes too. The volume continues to decrease in a weekly basis. That's not good. but of course the decline in the price action has been much stronger than the volume going down. So if the volume starts to go up a bit or stabilize horizontally, we might have a bullish divergence with the volume. Let's see how that goes too. Also, if we continue sideways, and the support here is very strong because we are already going up again. It has been like this the entire morning and afternoon in Portugal, of course. We will continue to see if this pattern will continue to develop exactly the same way as in September, October of 2020, when we had this drop, this kissing of the 70% line on the RSI, big correction, then sideways action before we actually cross the 70% line to the upside, just starting the new parabolic move of the bull market. So if this same pattern develops here, it will be very, very good after this correction, which corresponds to this drop on the RSI. We continue to have sideways or just going up very, very slowly and steadily, and this will correspond to sideways action on the RSI and slowly starting to go up until we might cross the 70% line, triggering the next phase of the bull market, which I believe we are still in. Okay, so responding to the question of this video's topic, the title of this video, what the F is happening with Bitcoin? And my answer is we are still in a bull market. Okay, guys, and I will show you that just next when I go to the last chart over there. Let me just take a look. Very quickly look here at the Pro Indicators framework, and I will start with the daily, but I will go to the 4 hours because I want you guys to see this. So we had this trend line coming from the previous all-time high, 64,800, and this line here, the second line, the red trend line here, which was made having as one of the starting points the all-time high. The second point is, of course, the 52,000 level that was achieved after wave 1 before the corrective wave 2. So this trend line here was broken to the upside after this descending pennant here, which was very, very bullish. We broke it to the upside, and now look what happened. We just went above new all-time high, came back down to retest the trend line. And that's what I'm going to show you on the 4-hour chart right now. This is the all-time high around 69,000. And after we broke the trend line here, which is the one you just saw in the previous chart, we broke it to the upside, new all-time high, correction, ABC correction, and we stopped exactly around the top, on top of this trend line for a retest. And now we are just going sideways, starting to accumulate, going up and down here. And I'm not excluding the possibility that we might retest this trend line again before a reversal, a possible reversal to the upside. But if we cross this trend line to the downside and we start to close weekly candles or daily candles below it, then I will be a bit more skeptical about what's happening right now. But this is textbook maneuver. We broke the trend line. We went for a new all-time high. We came back down, retest the trend line. We have a bullish triangle there. We have the bullish triangle, the blue triangle here. And now we are, after retesting the trend line again, we are accumulating, which might indicate that we could see a possible reversal of the price action to the upside soon. Okay, so nothing is still, as I've been warning people on the videos, this is not a bear market yet. There are no indications of that. The price structure did not break. Okay, and I will show you that just in a few seconds. First, let's go to the dollar. The dollar continues to try and go above this resistance area just below this previous swing high, which was around 97.8 on the Dixie. And for the third week in a row, fourth week in a row, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, that the dollar has not been able to go above 96.25 on the Dixie. So let's hope that continues. But of course, you guys know that many currencies around the world have been depreciating more than the dollar, and that's one of the reasons the dollar has been strong on this chart. Gold continues doing nothing, just below the 100-period SMA on the weekly chart. We have a new low for this week comparing to the previous one, and we are now let's see if this support again. So this is mostly what happened with the red trend line I showed you on the Pro Indicators framework, breakout, new all-time high, and retest of the trend line. And gold is actually trying to do the same. So we had a breakout of this channel, again a new swing high, then came back down, retest the top of the channel, and is now trying to get above it and start a new trend to the upside. So if this confirms as a new retest of the channel, gold possibly could start a new bullish trend in the medium term here, after it's able to break all the resistance of the moving average is converging to this point right now. Now the S&P has been showing signs of recovery. Look at that. So we started the day today. The S&P started. The market just opened some time ago, around 1 p.m. Portuguese time. So this is now 2 hours of market, and we are starting to go up already in the S&P, showing some signs of recovery, which could also help Bitcoin in this case. But for now, I'm very skeptical about the S&P. I still need to see a new all-time high to continue being, believing that the S&P can continue to go up despite all this dollar printing and craziness that they are doing at the Fed. But let's see how that goes for the S&P. For now, the 20-period SMA held the price and is now going back up after the opening of the markets. Okay, let's see here. So just before going to the last chart, where I wanted to show you this, what we have been just discussing and comparing it to the adoption curve. Let's see, I have a few questions here. And it's good that actually people mentioned the channel's name. It's much easier for me to see it on the chat. So let's see. New all-time high till the close of the year still possible? Anything is possible with Bitcoin, man. I just don't see it happening right now. The probabilities are not that we will see prices above 69,000 before the end of the year. To be honest, completely honest, we have only 2.5 weeks to go, and I don't see Bitcoin climbing $20,000 in 2 weeks. That would mean almost $2,000 a day. So I don't see that happening, to be completely honest. But I see a probability of having a new all-time high soon enough, just at the beginning of coming year, 2022. So if everything goes according to what I'm looking at the charts right now, and the reversal happens, I see that it could probably happen sooner rather than later in 2022. Probably January, February, we could see a new all-time high. So that's where I am pointing to. I don't see it happening this year. We are already on the 6th of December, so 3 more weeks to the end of the year. We would have to have lots of upside, more than $1,000 a day. Yeah, around $1,500 a day. Continuously going up until the end of the year to have a new all-time high before the 31st of December. So anything is possible. I've seen many things happen in Bitcoin. Crazy stuff, really crazy stuff. But the probabilities right now tell me that it will not happen this year. So that's my answer. Sorry for that. I wish I could say that yes, it will happen this year, because the probabilities are much higher. But the probabilities of happening this year are lower than the probabilities of not happening this year. So that's my answer. Then we have another one. What about the other C and H interpretation? Oh man, sorry. What's C and H? Probably it's very easy, but I'm not seeing it right now. C and H, sorry. Can you rephrase your question? Sorry for that, Thiago. And the next one. Do you think BTC may be forming a bump and run pattern on the daily? Seems bullish to me. Well, it depends on what you call a bump and run. So probably if you are talking about this bump and this bump, yeah, if we continue to reproduce this pattern, we might be very close to a reversal of the price action, just as I just described before, looking at the charts. So yeah, if this is what you are calling bumps, we've seen this also in 2017 before going to the top. So it's very possible that we might see again the same stuff. So let's see if we have oh, cup and handle. Yeah, exactly. It was I was really thinking that this was really simple, but anyway. Okay, so let's go to your question. What about the other cup and handle interpretation? I did not plotted it yet on the charts. I guess you mean I guess what you're talking about. If I'm not mistaken, I probably have that here. Yeah. So I have plotted this, but we still need more confirmation that this would be the new cup and handle. And if that's the case, I might have something like this. So let's see, I have to pull it a bit down. So if this would be the cup here instead of that previous one with this handle, probably we could have this bigger cup and bigger handle, but the handle is a bit weird. As you guys know, this should be around there. So let me just, for the sake of interpretation of the charts, I might do that. So let's see here. Let's try to see where the target could be. Let's have an average of the height of the cup, and that would be around here. Yep. So this would be the height of the cup. And now copy paste, and I will pull it to this side here. So that would give us a target price. Wait a second, this is not exactly there. So the target price would be, and don't mind this being smaller than that one because this is a logarithmic chart. So of course, if I have this area with this height, this one here above will be smaller because it's a logarithmic chart. But in absolute terms, it will represent exactly the same difference in price, okay? So this one points to 115,000. So this is the... if this is validated, of course, the handle would have to be broken to the upside, and then we would have to start a wave 5, which could take us to around 100, 115. So I will be a bit more conservative and put it here on this side because it's just a bit lower. It's a $110,000, okay? So that's the target if this is the cup and handle, which still has to be confirmed by a breakout of the handle. So let's see what happens there. But this is analysis in real time as soon as Thiago asked me. So I started to plot this. But this cup and handle would have to be a bit more. So we are now below the handle. So this is not good. Let's see how that goes. If this becomes a handle, we will have to break it to the upside. And I will just put it a bit more down here, so that we can actually see the breakout of the handle if this happens. 50% would be around this area, so if this price declines a bit more, we will be actually around 50% of the height of the cup, and then we could start going to the upside and validate the cup and handle. But so far, this is not validated, okay? This is still not validated as a cup and handle. So we would need the price action to reverse inside the handle, break out the top of the handle to the upside, break the cup height, and then start going up as a wave 5 to around $110,000. That would be the new target. Thank you for asking, Thiago, about the new cup and handle, but this is still not validated. So let's see if we have something that could be validated here as a cup and handle. Let's see, what is this? Okay, so this is fine. Okay, but for now, let's turn off the cup and handle here because it's still not validated. So we will have to see what happens. Let's go to the chart and see where we are actually now regarding the Fibonacci levels and the support levels. So as you guys can see, the first support level, I will just move this one, and I will podcast the cup and handle. And then we have one more question, I guess. Is there a time window for the cup and handle to be verified true? No. That's a simple answer. The cup and handle pattern does not have a time frame to be validated. The validation of the cup and handle will come from the breakout of the handle and the breakout of the top of the cup. So if the price action starts to go up, breaking the top of the handle and then breaking again the same level of price action as the top of the cup itself, then it might start to be validated. So one of the important things about the cup and handle is that the price action inside the handle should be close enough to 50% of the entire cup height, and then break out of the handle, probably find some resistance around the top of the cup level of price action, and then break that second resistance line and continue to the upside. And then we can actually see if this was validated as a cup and handle or not. Okay, continuing here. Yeah, so I was asking myself the same. So I guess some people were in doubt about the time frame for the cup and handle. There is no time frame, so that's the answer. The properties of the cup and handle I already explained. Okay, the handle should be 50% or close enough to 50% of the height of the cup, and then having a breakout of the handle and the second breakout of the top of the cup. And then validating, of course, the only validation you can have 100% validated as a cup and handle is when the price action actually reaches the target of the height of the cup. So, of course, the properties are there. It doesn't mean that we will achieve the target. So the only way to validate the cup and handle is actually going to the target price. But for that, you would need to get into the market before that. So it's in fact playing with risk, again, playing with risk, and of course the probabilities, which is what we have to play with in the markets. Okay, guys, so thank you for the questions. Really nice questions indeed. Let me just finish the video today by showing you guys that we are just a bit below the 38% Fibonacci retracement level, which is the white line here on your screens. And right now, after going to the support area and immediately reversing to the upside, we are now consolidating just on top of the trend line, which is in fact very, very good sign, on top of this trend line and just a hair below the 38% Fibonacci retracement level, which in fact we should close the candle of today above it. That would be a very, very good sign that we could in fact break above this resistance level that we are feeling right now here, and we can continue above this trend line that you guys know comes already from the March of 2020, when, you know, the announcement of that thing going around the world started. So the trend line was never broken to the downside, but of course we have already a week that penetrated the trend line here, but it didn't close below the trend line. So that's in fact very, very, very good. And I would like this consolidation to continue just on top of the trend line. But for now, we don't have any, you know, the probabilities are 50-50 that we could start to close some candles below the trend line. I would not like that. Of course, it's not a serious, it's not really like a sign that Bitcoin is going to die, although some people like to say it. But we still have another thing here, the support of the green rectangle, the second support of this green rectangle, and of course the possibility that we might even go to 30,000 before again having a new leg to the upside. So of course I would not like that scenario because it's very, very risky, but it's a possibility. The scenario I would like the most would be to continue above the trend line, closing candles, even going sideways above this trend line here, and then reversing to the upside for new all-time highs. That's what I'm expecting to happen as the best case scenario. But you guys have to consider that there are other possibilities that might happen. So be ready for that. If we close below the trend line, it will be, as I said before, one of the first signs that something might start to go wrong, but it's not a bear market. Okay, this is not a bear market. For a bear market to start right now, I would have to say that we have to break the 29,000 structure. This price structure here would have to be broken to the downside, and then continuation, like continuing to go down from there. That I would say probably, okay, probably this is starting a new bear market. But until then, We still have a ways to go, and there's still a lot of time to reverse the price action here and retest new all-time highs already in 2022. Who knows? Probably in January, probably in February, but we could see a new all-time high soon, okay? So keep looking at the weekly candles. That's one of the most important things for now. And the daily candles also as intra-week candles, right? The daily candles are intra-week candles. So let's see how that goes. And probably let's see 36 minutes of video. Let's see if there are any more mentioned questions. So thank you for the answer, no problem. And guys, don't mention, I guess you are mentioning, oh no, sorry. I just saw it wrong. This is not a mention. I was on the all messages on my software, so sorry for that. So I see there are no more mentions in the chat. I hope that you guys, oh, I almost forgot. I wanted to show you this. So in the long run, and this is also one of the reasons I believe we are not in a bear market. This is the S-curve of technological adoption, which was created by Everett Rogers, diffusion of innovation model, right? So the S-curve applied to one thing or asset or whatever you prefer to call it. So consider this the adoption of Bitcoin, the blue line, and this dark blue line is the curve of the diffusion of innovation model. So considering Bitcoin as a technology, as everyone also considers that blockchain is a new technology, like the internet was a new technology in the 90s, and we have now a new technology in Bitcoin. So we can apply Everett Rogers' diffusion of innovation model to this technology. So where do I think we are? And actually, I was watching this on Phil's video today, which is not on YouTube. Of course, he doesn't do many videos on YouTube, but I can show you guys that he's absolutely right, and I completely agree with his opinion. This is now where I consider that we are. So I'm just going to stay here and show you that this area, the innovators' adoption of the new technology, was in fact happening for the first 10, 11 years of Bitcoin existence, right? So where I consider that we are now starting to go up for the early adopters, and you have to consider, of course, the percentage of the population that is using Bitcoin right now. And it's a very, very small percentage comparing to all the people in the world. It's about, what, 7 to 8 billion people in the world. And we have like 150 million or 200 million people max using Bitcoin. So I would say that the adoption of Bitcoin, which is the light blue curve, the S curve here, is still in the early adopters phase. It's still here in this going up. So we are now at the inflection point of the start of the mass adoption of Bitcoin, okay? So in this regard, I completely agree with Phil that we are still in the early adopters, which means 13.5% of the people are now starting to get to know the technology and start to use it and adopt it, okay? So I would say, and this is the really important point of this chart, that the start of this phase of the early adoption is precisely the beginning of the bull market that we saw last year, and I will show you there. So this is the point. Here, this point here, in the end of the first week of October, beginning of the second week of October, when the parabolic move starting to go up, that corresponds, in my opinion and Phil's opinion too, to the early adoption of Bitcoin technology, blockchain, and the monetary side of Bitcoin also. So this corresponds to October 2020. And this is still what's to come, guys. This is still what's to come when every new technology is adopted by the people of the world, right? So the early majority, the 34% of early majority that will adopt Bitcoin in the future is still not yet there. We are still going for the early adopters, and that's the beginning of this bull cycle started from October 2020. That's exactly where I think we are. We are exactly at the 13.5% early adoption rate, and that corresponds to the bull cycle we saw from October 2020 until now. So look how much more we have to go and how much more people will adopt Bitcoin in the future. And comparing that to the charts, this is just the beginning. So if you ask me if this is still a bull market or not, I will say definitely this is a bull market. We still have a lot to see in the future, and this cycle is a lengthening cycle comparing to the other ones. So of course we are extending in time the time that it takes to increase the price action on Bitcoin, also corresponding to the early adoption of the technology. So we are at the beginning, and I believe in a few years we'll be looking at this price action right now and laughing that people were really scared that we might go to 0 or 10,000 or 20,000, which I don't believe we will see again in any near future, in any universe. But of course, right now we have corrections along the way, and comparing to the S-curve of technological adoption, this is still very early, and Bitcoin still has a long way to go, of course, in adoption around the world. So guys, this is just the beginning. Don't tell me this is a bear market. People saying that this is a bear market are completely insane, because no market structure was broken and we are still very early in the adoption curve. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that. I thought it was really interesting that Phil was also talking about this today in his video, and I found this. I already knew about the S-curve of innovation. I never thought about using it comparing to Bitcoin, but in this case it's completely true, because Bitcoin is not just a financial asset. Bitcoin is technology, and technology has to be adopted, just like the mobile phones were in the 90s and the internet was also in the 90s. Okay guys, so I hope this helped you understand that we are still very early and the bull market is still going. We are still above the trend line. The price action is above the trend line. We are being held by supports. Corrections are perfectly healthy, and there is nothing to fear yet, unless some black swan event happens. There's nothing to fear yet, and this is still a bull market. Okay, that's the message I would like to leave you guys today. And of course, let me also leave the message, the usual message on screen. The first link on top you should follow is my personal account on Twitter. The second one in the middle is the channel's Twitter account, where I publish the videos, live streams, and videos that are going to be uploaded. And the third one is the Telegram group that you can join, and join more than 630 people already discussing Bitcoin and markets in general 24 hours a day. You will be very, very welcome if you join the Telegram group, and you will be, of course, able to discuss directly with me any topics you want. I'm always there if I'm not recording or live streaming or sleeping. So usually I'm there talking to everyone and even posting some intraday analysis, really short screenshots and ideas I will have during the day. Okay guys, so if you missed it right now, because I'm going to hide the message from the screen, you can see it on the video description below. Also, don't forget to leave me a comment and gently touch the like button if you enjoyed the content for today. Also, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a video or go live. And thank you all again for watching the podcast, the FU Money podcast today. I will, of course, tonight in the FU Money Portugal podcast interview Tiago Prates. We will have a nice conversation about CBDCs and power. So if you speak Portuguese, just join us tonight at 9 p.m. Portuguese time for the FU Money Portugal podcast with this really nice conversation with Tiago Prates. If not, if you just want to see the analysis, I will be back on Wednesday probably with a new interweek video. So until then, I'll see you. Bye-bye.